Drama erupted in the courtroom as Chicago rapper Lil Durk, already battling serious murder for hire charges, crumbled after hearing he wouldn't be meeting bail. The staggering revelation left Durk stunned, but the implications go beyond anything. He could think this could mean Durk isn't going anywhere until trial, leaving his career, family, and future hanging by a thread with allegations of revenge plots, high-profile feuds, and an attempted escape plan. The judge's decision shows just how serious this case has become. Lil Durk denied bail. Chicago rapper Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Devontae Banks, is behind bars facing a murder for hire charge that has left his career and reputation hanging by a thread. On October 24th, federal agents arrested Durk in Florida, alleging that he orchestrated a plan to eliminate fellow rapper Quando Rondo as revenge for the 2020 killing of his close friend. And prosecutors say Durk went so far as to place a bounty on Rondo's head, with flights and expenses for the hit funded by credit cards linked to Durk's rap crew, Only the Family OTF. The case has rocked the hip-hop world, and with the court now denying him bail, it's clear the stakes are high. One of the biggest reasons the judge refused to grant Lil Durk bail is his alleged attempt to skip the country before his arrest. The affidavit claims that Durk was trying to throw the feds off his trail with a series of strategic flight bookings, which prosecutors argue demonstrates a clear intent to flee. According to the FBI, Durk reserved one-way flights to Dubai and Switzerland. And when that didn't work, he reportedly tried to book a private jet to Italy, another getaway that failed as agents closed in on him at Miami's Opaka ex-executive airport. Just an hour before departure, federal authorities saw these attempts as a clear signal that Durk would continue to dodge the law if released, making him too much of a flight risk. It was a calculated move, said an FBI source, describing how Durk allegedly thought he could avoid US jurisdiction by hopping borders. The court took this into account, with the judge deciding that keeping Durk in custody was the only way to prevent him from slipping away again. Durk's arrest on murder for hire charges doesn't stand alone. It's part of a larger narrative linking him to ongoing gang wars in Chicago. Authorities say this murder for hire plot was cooked up as part of an intense feud between gangs in the city, a feud that's claimed the lives of other rappers in a disturbing twist. This case connects to an earlier lawsuit filed against Durk for the 2020 killing of another Chicago rapper, FB G-Duck. According to that lawsuit, Lil Durk and his crew allegedly put out a $100,000 bounty on FB G-Duck, escalating the deadly rivalry between the Black Disciples and Gangster Disciples on Chicago's South Side. The new lawsuit filed by FBG Duck's family drags Durk's name through even deeper waters. It accuses him, along with major music companies and OTF, of financially fueling street beefs, profiting from diss tracks that inflame violence. The lawsuit doesn't stop at Durk and OTF. It calls out big players in the music industry, alleging they bankroll Durk's activities, intentionally signing artists with gang ties and using violent beefs to generate sales. It's a grim reminder that Durk's career has long walked a tightrope between the streets and the music industry, and his choices could now cost him dearly. The civil suit also paints a tragic picture of FBG Duck's death. Weekly was shot outside a Dolce & Gabbana store in Chicago's upscale Gold Coast neighborhood, suffering 16 gunshot wounds. His family claims that first responders failed to offer life-saving aid, leaving Weekly to bleed out on the street. The suit accuses not only Durk and OTF, but also the city's emergency response teams of negligence, adding another layer of complexity to the case for prosecutors. These accusations show pattern in Durk's behavior, reinforcing the idea that releasing him would be a threat to public safety. Despite the heavy accusations and his denial of bail, Durk isn't facing this alone. His family has shown strong support, with his girlfriend India Rayal standing by his side and his father attending the court proceeding. India, who's been with Durk since 2017, was spotted outside the courthouse, sparking reactions from fans who praised her loyalty. "A real one needs that kind of woman," one fan wrote, while another added, "Let's see if she'll stick to him during this hard time." Even Durk's son Zayden Banks spoke out on social media, defending his father's character. "He's always dedicated his life to uplifting others." Zayden posted on Instagram, "Beyond on that, he's a great father who's always supported and loved our family unconditionally." These public displays of support reflect a family holding it together, even as Durk faces some of the darkest days of his life. Durk's father, known as Big Durk, who himself has served time in prison, is now walking through this ordeal, with his son offering solidarity and strength. Having a family member who's been through the system may provide Durk with some comfort, but it also highlights the generational cycles he's trying to break. Lil Durk is currently being held at a federal detention center in Miami, where sources say he's adjusting to life on the inside. According to Teams, Durk said to be in great spirits and is reportedly getting along well with other inmates and even the guards. Known for his charm, he's described as super chill by insiders familiar with the prison environment. though they did note that he's not exactly a fan of the food behind bars. Adding to the intrigue, a recent track from Hypno, a fellow Chicago rapper and OTF affiliate, has fans buzzing in the song titled Where Smirk Go Caro, included what he claims to be a recorded phone call from Durk speaking from prison. Hypno, my mother brother from another forever legend. OTF and I take your F King Streets over, you know what time it is, rest in peace, the voice says, allegedly belonging to Durk. The track sparked instant reactions, with some fans doubting its authenticity, suggesting it might be AI generated. Others criticized Caro for potentially clout chasing by using Durk's incarceration as a way to promote his music. But whether real or staged, the song only fuels the drama surrounding Durk's current situation, keeping him relevant in the streets, even from behind bars, with the judge denying bail. Durk now faces an uphill legal battle from inside a jail cell. His options are limited, and the court's decision to keep him locked up suggests that prosecutors have serious evidence to present. The next few months will be critical, as Durk's team scrambles to build a defense strong enough to counter the prosecution's claims. The road ahead isn't looking easy for Lil Durk. The charges against him from the prosecution are heavy, and if convicted, he could face a long period behind bars. A deep dive into Lil Durk's charges in the world of rap. Few names are as synonymous with the streets of Chicago as Lil Durk's, known for blending hard-hitting lyrics with raw emotion. Durk has carved out a niche that positions him both as an artist and to some a symbol of resilience. Yet beneath the music lies a web of legal trouble that has now ensnared him in a serious federal investigation. The recent indictment against Durk, named Durk Banks, sheds light on a world far removed from the recording studio, one where alliances, vendettas, and betrayal shape a narrative that reads like a thriller. The roots of Durk's legal troubles date back to 2020, when a highly publicized feud erupted between Durk's rap collective, Only the Family OTF, and rival faction. This feud took on new intensity after the murder of Devon Bennett, also known as King Von, who was not only an OTF artist, but also Durk's close friend. King Von's death ignited a vendetta between OTF and a rival rapper known as Quando Rondo, who was rumored to be connected to Von's killer. The indictment against Durk alleges that this feud boiled over to the point where he sought to eliminate his adversary Quando Rondo by any means necessary. Witnesses and confidential sources have told investigators that Durk allegedly put a bounty on Quando Rondo's life, determined to see the feud end with his rival's demise. This bounty would set off a chain of events leading to a brutal scene at a Los Angeles gas station and eventually to a federal investigation. On August 19, 2022, tragedy struck when a hail of bullets erupted at a gas station near the Beverly Center in Los Angeles. Surveillance footage, police reports, and witness accounts revealed that 3 gunmen opened fire on a black Cadillac Escalade occupied by Quando Rondo and his family members. Quando Rondo escaped, but his cousin, identified in court documents as SR Sava LPB Robinson, was fatally struck in the barrage of gunfire. Police recovered 18 shell casings at the scene. A testament to the sheer violence of the attack, Durk's name emerged as a central figure in the investigation. When it became clear that this wasn't a random act of gang violence, law enforcement discovered connections that pointed to meticulous planning, allegedly orchestrated by Durk and members of his OTF circle. The financial records unearthed by investigators depict a carefully orchestrated plot with funds from Durk's organization allegedly used to bankroll the hit. According to the affidavit, bank and flight records revealed that several key OTF members, including individuals identified as Co-Conspirator 2 and Co-Conspirator 3, traveled to California on August 18, 2022, just one day before the shooting. Records indicate these flights were paid for using an American Express card linked to Durk and OTF. Investigators further uncovered text messages sent between Durk and his co-conspirators. In one message, Durk allegedly cautioned Co-Conspirator 3, advising him, "Don't book no flights under no names." Involved with Sigi, a directive meant to minimize any paper trail that could tie Durk directly to the operation. Moreover, surveillance footage captured the movements of 2 white vehicles, a BMW and an Infiniti, that shadowed Quando Rondo's Escalade throughout Los Angeles. These cars were later linked to Durk's co-conspirators who had flown in from Chicago for the purpose of carrying out the brazen attack at the gas station, however, did not go unnoticed. Federal and local law enforcement intensified their surveillance of Durk and his associates, leading to a sweeping series of arrests on October 24, 2024. By then, 5 individuals identified as OTF members and known gang associates from Chicago were in custody. These men included Cav Grant DeAndre, Dantrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and Asa Houston, all of whom were charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. As the FBI closed in, they learned of Durk's own attempts to flee. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP), he booked 3 separate international flights, within hours of his associates' arrests. The destinations Dubai, Switzerland, and Italy were strategic, as each would complicate us authorities' ability to pursue extradition. But the FBI apprehended him before he could board any of the flights, sealing his fate and cementing the legal case that would soon come to light. The investigation cast a harsh light on OTF, the collective that Durk has helmed as both a rap group and a symbol of Chicago's street culture. However, the indictment accuses OTF of operating more than a music collective. In law enforcement's view, OTF is described as an ass association, in fact, effectively functioning as a criminal syndicate engaged in activities ranging from assault to murder. According to federal documents, members are expected to follow Durk's directives, with violence allegedly serving as a means of maintaining their ranks and reputation within the group. Court documents reveal that co-conspirator 3, an OTF member, was allegedly instrumental in organizing the logistics of the murder for hire plot, from securing travel and lodging to acquiring equipment for the hit. He acted as a coordinator, with finances provided through Ops American Express accounts. Durk himself was present in California in the days leading up to the shooting, staying in a rental house in Enino alongside Key. Members of the OTF circle records show that co-conspirator 3 arranged flights, accommodations, and rental vehicles, all purportedly on behalf of Durk and OTF, thus tightening the web of evidence that prosecutors would eventually build around the rapper. Still, amid the layers of evidence and mounting charges, a new revelation emerged that would rock Durk's defense within the tight-knit OTF circle. There are rumors of betrayal from a trusted affiliate who for years had operated in the shadows of Durk's inner circle, but also at the same time providing information to the feds. Hints of betrayal in the OTF. In the rap game, loyalty is everything, or so it seems, but Lil Durk's world has been flipped by betrayal from inside his own crew. OTF, only the family exposing cracks that nobody saw coming with his recent indictment on murder for hire charges. The rumors are now reality. Someone close to Durk, a trusted member, has been working with the feds, slipping insider information about OTF's moves and setting up a case against the rapper himself. If you listen closely to Lil Durk's lyrics, he's been signaling about loyalty and watching his back for a while. Songs like Pellet Code and Risky are full of coded messages, tales of friends, flipping in lines that suggest a lurking danger within his circle. These weren't just street tales, they were warnings. Even as Durk climbed the charts and gained fame, he seemed haunted by the thought that someone close might betray him. The current charges and allegations make these lyrics hit differently, revealing that Durk might have felt the betrayal coming, but didn't know just how close it would strike. 50 Cent, a rap legend with his own share of industry beef and betrayal stories, saw something was off with OTF, and he didn't hold back about it. During a recent interview on The Breakfast Club, 50 recalled the advice he'd given Lil Durk as the murder for hire case started heating up. Just watch your crew. The two had worked together on Power Powder Respect, the theme song for Power Book 4 Force, a spin-off set in Chicago. As they collaborated on the 2022 projects, 50 sensed an energy within OTF that raised red flags. I was like, yo, this is them. Just watch him, his crew. True, 50 said in the interview. It wasn't just a casual warning, it was a gut feeling from someone who's seen how entourages can turn deadly. According to 50, Durk responded by saying that something strange had already happened when you said that to Durk. What was his response to you? He said, you know what he said, somebody just came in my house. How do they know exactly what the address is? I don't my address to nobody. The incident planted even more doubt in Durk's mind, especially after his Brazelton, Georgia home was broken into in 2021. While he and his then-girlfriend India Royale were inside, they escaped unharmed. But the fact that people knew his location bothered Durk. The breaking point. This sense of betrayal wasn't just speculation, it was reality for 50. It was déjà vu, reminding him of his own days when he watched his crew closely questioning their moves. I've always had that energy myself in the middle of everything going on, he explained, hinting that Durk might need to take a similar stance to protect himself. He even joked, if you got pulled over and you're not in jail, why are you not in jail? The message was clear. Something in Durk's camp didn't add up. The rumors point to one man in particular, OTF Jam, known as a longtime OTF member. Jam had spent over a decade in prison on an attempted murder charge, a crime that supposedly cemented his loyalty to the crew. But since his release in 2022, whispers grew that Jam had flipped, wearing a wire for federal agents and feeding them information on ops activities. It's not just hearsay. Sources say Jam allegedly provided direct evidence linking Durk to a murder for hire plot aimed at Rapar Rondo, real name Ton Bowman. According to Chicago rapper King Yella, Jam even implicated Durk in the killing of El Pab Rondo's cousin, a hit supposedly done in retaliation for the murder of King Von, an OTF member and close friend of Durk. What started as a bond among street brothers quickly unraveled into one of the biggest betrayals the rap game has seen in the aftermath. Hip-hop insiders and fans alike started piecing together the mystery. Video featuring DJ Academics and Chicago-based reporter Trench's News added fuel to the fire. In the video, Academics discussed rumors that Jam's baby mama had reached out to Durk for help with legal bills, asking for a lawyer when Durk supposedly brushed off the call. Jam felt slighted, interpreting it as a sign of disrespect. "You're not supposed to brush off my call when I need something," Jam reportedly said, furious that Durk wasn't showing loyalty in return. Trench's News confirmed the story, saying, "That's facts suggesting that Jam's bitterness toward Durk might have played a role in his decision to cooperate with the feds." And another shocking twist, Whack 100, a music industry heavyweight, weighed in on Jam Street to snitch transformation. Whack 100 recounted how Jam had once seemed like a solid street-loyal guy who did his time without a word, a reputation that earned him respect he did 12 years got. Out interviewed said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him $50,000, made mention that ain't no smudge on his name, he ain't never been a rat, caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped. Whack recalled Jam's information wasn't just casual talk. He allegedly gave the feds a playbook, a full breakdown of OTF's moves. The indictment reveals that Durk and his crew used coded messages to plan the murder for hire. Durk reportedly texted co-conspirator 3, telling him to be careful about booking flights under certain names, trying to keep the operation clean. The indictment even described how flights, hotel rooms, and rental cars were financed with OPS credit cards booked under aliases and moved around to keep a low-profile. Surveillance footage showed OTF affiliates tailing Rondo in Los Angeles leading up to the hit that left LP dead. But none of this was enough to throw Jam off the scent. Allegedly wearing a wire and documenting everything, Jam gave authorities a blueprint of OTF's movements down to the details of which cars were rented and which flights were booked. Every move, every transaction, and every conversation Jam recorded into the case that finally came crashing down on Durk and OTF. DJ Jerry Jam reminisced about his early days with Durk, describing how Durk's music kept him grounded during his 12-year stint in prison. "I remember Durk was making rap songs for our parties." He shared, painting a picture of Durk as someone who uplifted his people, a leader who kept OTF together, that was bro back before the fame and the money he made. "Way for me to be straight." Jam described the good times moments that forged a brotherhood between him and Durk. Yet all of this history wasn't enough to keep Jam loyal. Rumor has it that his flip happened after Durk didn't show him the loyalty he felt he deserved. Maybe he felt overlooked or disrespected. But whatever the reason, Jam made his choice, and that choice left Durk open to one of the harshest betrayals in the rap world. In addition to the heartbreak of being betrayed by someone he considered a dear friend, Lil Durk will need to fight for a future that at present isn't looking great due to the developments since his arrest. What the future holds for Lil Durk. Lil Durk's recent arrest has rocked his career and brought a wave of rumors and speculation, especially on TikTok, which erupted with talk that the Chicago rapper could face the electric chair. Some TikTok users like Indecisive Quan posted memes and comments claiming that Durk's fate was sealed, saying things like "Why be in jail? Thug in jail, Durk getting the electric chair. Who the we going to listen to now?" The post went viral, fueling concerns and sparking debates among Durk's fans in the hip-hop community. Let's get one thing clear right from the jump. Lil Durk isn't facing the electric chair. The rumors might make good talking points, but there's no official word or court ruling that suggests Durk is looking at the death penalty. In fact, the reality is far from it. While fans might be worried about Durk's fate, California, where Durk's facing the charge, hasn't used the electric chair for years. Back in 2006, federal courts ruled against capital punishment, and Governor Gavin Newsom placed a full moratorium on the death penalty in 2019. So no, Durk isn't facing execution. Despite what TikTok may say, Durk's legal troubles have triggered a cascade of fallout. Just a week before his arrest, the village of Broadview in Illinois gave him an honorary key to the city, recognizing his contributions through his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. But once news of his arrest hit, the honor was swiftly revoked. Broadview's Mayor Katrina Thompson didn't hold back, saying, "While the American system of justice grants everyone the presumption of innocence in the village of Broadview, the court of public opinion has even higher moral and ethical standards to protect the village's reputation." They cut ties with Durk and his foundation for Durk. This revocation wasn't just symbolic, it was a hard hit to the image he's been working to build the neighborhood. The Heroes Foundation has been a big part of his push to show a different side of himself, the side that's about giving back and being a positive influence. But in the court of public opinion, especially with these serious charges looming, that good image is hanging by a thread. The ripples of Durk's arrest go deeper than just fan speculation and revoked honors. Durk has also been making moves in Chicago's political scene, especially with his recent $150,000 donation to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's political committee. Given Durk's arrest, many have questioned if the mayor should give back the donation. But Mayor Johnson, when asked, chose his words carefully, refusing to rush to judgment. You're asking me to make a judgment on a black man before a full trial has actually come to fruition. I hope you do understand why it is not mine. Mayor Johnson's response highlights a deeper issue in Chicago politics and hip-hop's influence on the city. Durk has been more than just musician, he's been a community figure. Even meeting with Johnson twice before making the donation, Durk's future might now depend on whether he can hold on to these political alliances or if those ties start to unravel. Lil Durk's career has been a balancing act between his street image and his push for community change. He's no stranger to legal trouble. But this recent charge is the most serious. Yet Durk has tried to shift his image over the years. In his 2023 Grammy-winning song, All My Life, he raps about wanting to change the image, hinting at a future where he's more than just a street rapper. He's launched events, partnered with big names like Bank of America, and used his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation to bring attention to financial literacy and social issues in Chicago. But this latest case could derail all of that. While his fans are still in his corner, public figures and institutions might hesitate to continue backing him, especially with the stakes so high. Durk's path forward now depends on whether he can beat these charges, or if he's destined for a long uphill legal battle. For more content like this, click on the video showing on your screen now.